boys and girls. So, how are you today? I hope you had a good week. Do you remember what we were talking about last week in our lesson? Do you remember the story? Yes? No? Yes, some of you can remember. It was the parable of the sower. And what do you remember about that parable, that story? Yes, he was planting some seeds and some fell on the path and others fell on good soil. And do you remember what happened to the seed that fell on the path? That's right, the birds ate them. And we also talk about how sometimes we hear the word and Satan comes right away with distractions and takes away the word, and that word is not really planted in our heart. Now, I hope you remembered also the most important, that whenever we hear the word, it needs to be planted in our heart. And how do you plant it in our heart? Is by reading it over and over, by praying and asking God to reveal, to explain to us some things that we don't understand. Now, today we are going to talk about something else. So I just ask you to pay attention, and I really pray that whenever you watch these lessons, they really stay in your heart and that you remember them. So listen carefully. All right. I have here two different plants. One is real and one is fake. Just by looking at them, can you tell which one is real and which one is fake? Yes, you are right. This one here is the real plant. I'm just a closer look, you can see it is planted in real soil and it needs water from time to time in order to stay healthy and grow. The other plant, this one, does not need real soil. It doesn't need anything. In fact, it remains the same and it's not changed. It's just like fake Christians. Sometimes we can compare them to fake plants. They look like Christians. They may say they are Christians. They go to church on Sunday, but they don't have a relationship with Jesus. So they won't remain healthy and they will not grow just like the real plant. Now we are going to watch a story from the Bible about real men of God and fake men of God. And I will be back with you to talk about it.
Jesus told a story about a Jewish man who lived in Jerusalem. One day, the man decided to visit his friends in Jericho. He set out on his journey, enjoying the beautiful sunshine.
What a great day for a long walk.
But on his journey, two robbers appeared from out of nowhere.
Somebody help!
The robbers took the man's stuff and beat him up. They left him laying beside the road, nearly dead. Soon, a priest came along on the road. This seemed like good news, since priests were known to be close to God and good helpers.
Please, help me.
But the priest saw the wounded man and he pretended he didn't. Instead, he crossed to the other side of the road and kept walking. Next, a man who worked in the temple walked by. This seemed like good news. If this guy worked in the temple, he must be close to God and willing to help.
Please, help me.
But the temple assistant pretended not to see the man dying beside the road. He crossed to the other side of the road and kept walking. Next, a Samaritan came along. The Jewish man didn't expect him to stop. Everyone thought Samaritans weren't very nice or helpful. But the most unexpected thing happened. The Samaritan stopped. He got into the ditch with the Jewish man and bandaged his wounds.
Thank you for stopping to help.
The Samaritan loaded the hurt man onto his donkey and took him to an inn. He paid for the Jewish man's room and asked for them to take care of him. Do you think it's better to look like someone who helps others, or to actually be someone who helps others? Jesus asks us to be someone who helps, just like the Good Samaritan.
Hey, welcome back, boys and girls. Now, this story, you can read, for those who can read, you can go to your Bible in the book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 25 to 37, and you can read about the story of the Good Samaritan. Now, in the video we just watched, how many main characters were there? Can you tell me? 1, 2? Yes, that's right, there were 4. And which one were the 4 characters? Yes, we had the traveler, we had the priest, we had the Levite, and the Samaritan. Now, the priest, the Levite, weren't they servants of God? Yes, because the priests were the one who used to serve at the temple of God and make the sacrifice and just keep the temple, watch over the temple of God. And the Levites, they were also servants of God. Some of them were the worshippers in the temple. Some of them were there to just, caring for all the utensils that were used in the temple. So those were the people that were supposed to have a relationship with God. But another question, did their actions show for it? Not at all. What did they do when they passed by the traveler? Nothing. They just looked and walked away. And our next character, the Samaritan, what do you think his relationship with God was? Yes, that's right. He is the one that had a true relationship with God. Why? Because of his action. He's the only one who stopped when he looked at the traveler. He stopped and took care of him. Well, in the same way, we talk about the fake plant and the true plant. We have fake Christians and real Christians. And real Christians are not just the ones that go to church and pretend to act like they know God, but their actions will show for it. Not only would they go to church with their Bibles and pray and worship, but in time where they are needed, in times where they can help, they will show it by their action. They will step in and show their true character, the true character of God in what they do, just like the Samaritan did. I want to encourage you today. Maybe you pretend to be a child of God and you go to church and you say the right thing in front of people, but you know in your heart that it's not really true. Well, I just want to encourage you, it's not too late. Now is the time to just go to God and ask Him to come in your heart and just make a real step of believing in Him and ask Him to then help you with actions, to then help you display the real character of God in your everyday. And if you are a true believer, if you have a true relationship with Jesus and you are watching this, I will encourage you, just like the Samaritan, to show it through your actions. Maybe you're in school and bullying is taking place. Maybe you should step in and actually defend the one who's being bullied. Maybe you're in a position where you're the only one who can help. Maybe it's time to step in and help. Maybe it's at home, your mom needs help or your dad needs help. Yes, this is how you show the true character of God. This is how you show that you're not just a Christian because you say you are a Christian, but that you're a Christian because you know that Jesus lives in you, and because Jesus lives in you, you act like him. So I hope today you were encouraged by this story, and I really pray that the character of God will show through your actions, and that you will be a Christian not just because you say it, but because you really are. Jesus lives in you, and it shows through your action. Be blessed today, and I pray that you have a lovely week. Bye.
I stand before you now, the greatness of your renown. I've heard of the majesty and wonder of you, King of heaven. In humility I bow as your love. Wave after wave crashes over me, crashes over me. For you are for us, you are not against us. Champion of heaven, you made a way for all to enter in. I have heard you calling my name. I have heard the song of love that you sing. Oh, so I will let you draw me out beyond the shore into your grace. Oh, your grace, as your love. In wave after wave crashes over me, crashes over me. For you are for us, you are not against us. Champion of heaven, you made a way for all to enter in. You make me brave, you make me brave. You call me out beyond the shore into the waves. You make me brave, you make me brave. You call me out beyond the shore into the waves. You make me brave, you make me brave. No fear can hinder now the promises you made. You make me brave, you make me brave. No fear can hinder now the love that made a way. As your love in wave after wave crashes over me, crashes over me. For you are for